We are back on the FloTrack podcast. This is episode 540. I'm Kevin. He is Gordon. The email address, flotrackpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can watch the show live on our YouTube channel, 12:30 Central, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On today's pod, Gordon, Olympic Trials Marathon. We got a host for that one. Going to talk about some big name NCAA distance signings, and you will predict which teams will make the NCAA Cross Country Championship.
Yep, I'm going to go 62 for 62.
You feel confident about that?
1,000%. The odds of me getting any of these wrong is like plus minus 0.
What's your normal hit rate on these?
So to be honest, the normal hit rate is...
Yeah, I want you to be honest, yes. What is it normally?
So, it's easy to predict. So there's 31 teams. It's easy to predict like at least 25 of them. It's the final 6 that are hard to predict.
Okay, so you get usually 56 out of 62?
I feel like it's unfair to give myself credit for predicting that NAU is going to make the team make the meet.
Upsets happen.
But I feel like that's not fair. So it's really about how good you do on the non-obvious ones. And I think I get typically half of them right.
Okay, so you don't get 56 out of 62? Or
so
does 56 out of 62 represent half of the non-obvious ones?
I go 3 for 6.
You should give yourself credit for the obvious ones. Just as in, predict NCAA
basketball March Madness. You one seed over 16. I'm doing great. I'm 4 for 4 right now.
Everybody takes credit for those because you take the easy ones, and then the hard ones, they're toss-ups and they go against you. But okay, so Gordon is going to get at least 56 of these teams correct.
Correct.
We can say that. All right.
Of the 62.
Before we start, you had a good tweet that I saw on the way in. It's always good when I begin my day reading one of your tweets because I know what sort of mood you're going to be in or what sort of jokes you're going to be in line for or what you're going to be wearing. So this was Gordon, I guess late morning. Sweatpants and T-shirt weather is so much better than sweatshirt and shorts weather. You are, of course, wearing, people can't see, if you're watching on YouTube, can't see you're not wearing shorts. You're wearing sweatpants and a T-shirt. Do you want to explain the tweet?
I think the tweet is self-explanatory. When you get to wear sweatpants with a T-shirt, it's a certain type of temperature needs to be outside for that type of outfit.
Okay.
That temperature is so much more enjoyable than the temperature of when you got to wear a sweatshirt with shorts.
See,
which one's colder? I'm confused which is colder.
The colder one is shorts with a sweatshirt. That is colder. Because your legs can handle more chill than your arms.
I think it's all about expectations. And to me, when you're dressed like you are now, T-shirt and sweatpants, you're expecting a little bit better weather. So I agree with you that it's better. It's a better signal that there's bad weather out there. Versus a sweatshirt and shorts, it's like you were in shorts and a T-shirt, and then you took one step outside and was like, but you don't want to fully commit. You don't want to go back, take your shoes off, and put on I'll just grab the hoodie and put it on and go outside. So I think, to me, it's more about what you expected the weather to be and what it actually is. It puts you, the T-shirt and sweatpants, better mindset, too.
Yeah, so also, T-shirt, sweatpants, that's basically what you would wear in a house at room temperature. Mm-hmm. So it's basically when the outside feels like room temperature.
All right, fair enough.
So you feel nothing but everything at the same time. It's a great weather situation.
Colt, the 2 times we met you in person, I think you were wearing sweatshirts both times. Is that correct? That sound right?
Yeah, he's a sweatshirt guy.
Yeah,
he's a sweatshirt guy. Okay.
And
you want to
shorts.
stand up for a team sweatshirt here?
I think that's kind of the way to go. I wear sweatshirt when it's like 60 degrees and down. That's kind of just my normal outfit. But
Zach, just because of fashion considerations, or do you get cold easily?
Nah, I'm styling.
I love it. Nah, I'm styling. All right, let's start with some news. Orlando was picked to host the 2025 Marathon Trials.
We're waiting
for a while for that
Mormon.
one. It comes out in November. The race is going to be early February 2024. So we have a little over a year to go until this race takes place. They mentioned Chattanooga was one of the other cities that bid for this race. But what do you think about Orlando getting the pick and the timing of the decision?
So I just Googled, is February a good month to visit Orlando?
What do they say?
They say winter is a great time to travel to Orlando because there's less rainfall than the summer, and the weather is mild without being overly hot. You know what it kind of sounds like? It sounds
warmish marathon weather.
It sounds like sweatpants with a t-shirt weather.
Exactly. So you'll be right at home.
So I'll be right at home. The average temperature in January, February, it's in Celsius. I don't.
What is in Celsius?
23 degrees Celsius with a low of 10 degrees Celsius.
23 Celsius is 73 degrees.
So it's a little warm for marathoning.
It could get tough.
It could get tough.
You think about the last couple places where we've had the trials. Atlanta in 2020, LA 2016, Houston 2012. Warmer weather places. You can't put it in half the country or 75% of the country just because it's going to be too cold. So that eliminates a lot of places for it. So you just fingers crossed that you're going to get weather that cooperates. I'm more curious. I want to see what the course is like.
Yes.
Because 26.2 miles in Orlando or Houston, it's 26.2 miles, but there's a lot of different options as to where it can be. I do not think it's going to be in Disney World, although that would make you very excited.
That would make me extremely excited because if we had the Olympic trials, going through Epcot, going through Magic Mountain, Magic Kingdom, all the good, there's a new Tron ride coming in 2024. It'll be great. I mean, imagine getting to sit there, getting off the Frozen ride, and then you see, Alfie Tulamuk make a move.
Make a big pass. Yeah, exactly.
At the 20K mark. That's like the best experience ever.
Do you have any, have you been?
To Orlando?
To Disney World?
I have when I was a kid.
Okay, and haven't been back since.
I want to go back, and I've been planning to go back to Disney World since 2016.
Hasn't happened.
And it hasn't happened yet.
And you've never been to Disneyland either.
Yeah.
Correct? So only one visit in your entire life, and it was when you were really young.
I am going to find a way to parlay my job of covering the Olympic trials to, going down a log flume. Yeah. That's 100% what I'm going to be doing.
One has a lot to do with
We should do a podcast from each park.
Okay.
And we talk about
that's fine. I'm in.
The races.
What do you think about? Do you think obviously this announcement was delayed?
Yeah.
And there was basically radio silence from USATF on this. Do you think that's ultimately going to have any impact on the race itself, or is this enough time?
Yeah, this is more than enough time. I mean, people aren't thinking about this race. They're thinking about the spring marathon, and if they're skipping that one, they're thinking about 2023 fall. So,
but 2023 fall runs right.
True, but they knew
back end of this.
There's nothing weird about the date. The date is correct. The date is around when people thought it was going to be. So they just had to. They weren't planning on booking their.
You're right.
Their airline this early out. Anyway.
It would have been worse if they said, surprise, it's December 1st, 2023.
Yes, that would have been more of
that year in New York ahead of 2008. Or it's going to be super duper late that year.
Yeah.
It's at a time that we're accustomed to. It's in a place that many people were thinking about. It's probably going to be 4, 5, 6 mile loop that they do several times. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhat flat. There's not a ton of hills in Orlando. I'm sure they can find some hills if they want them. Atlanta. It was chilly, it was windy, and that course was set up to be hilly. I think that ultimately had an impact. So I think the bigger moment in prep for the trials is going to be the day they announce what the course looks like.
Yeah.
As opposed to where the race is.
Is there a marathon in Orlando that's not the Disney World Marathon?
Well, the race directors that are running this race, that headed up this bid, are from the Disney race.
Because I don't think they have a typical city marathon that goes through their downtown. I think it's all normally. I guess they do have a half marathon. Looking at this, so they do a half marathon. So it might be similar to that type of course.
Yeah.
See some photos of a marathon on the actual streets, not in a Disney park.
But listen, I think there's a template for how these races go. We've seen it. They want to make it multiple loops. They want to make it spectator friendly. They want to make it TV friendly. So even if you had an existing course there, I don't think you're going to use it. And it is, you joked about the Disney thing, but it is a bummer that couldn't happen because of sponsorship stuff. Because that would be a fun little
That would be
thing.
cool.
Yeah. Just all right, this year, screw it. We're going to just weave in and out. Because the field is small enough, you could take it off of a traditional road and put it in some unconventional spots. But they're not going to do it. But I'm interested just because we were talking about New York and how it leads into some predictions that we've had for the trials.
Would there be any signs of Like, will there be a Mickey Mouse that like fires the gun?
I don't think so.
It just can't be connected to
Sponsor
sponsors.
stuff is tough.
I guess ABC is Disney and
NBC is Universal.
But Universal Park.
All right.
So we could have Jimmy Fallon there. Let's get Jimmy Fallon on.
That's
who
you jumped to the first time was Jimmy Fallon.
NBC. He's the host of the Tonight Show.
Would you agree there's a lot of celebrities in LA?
Yeah.
I was at that race. I don't remember seeing any of them at LA Live for the start.
Yeah,
so
but
I think
like,
we need to tamp down our expectations.
It's about, Universal, Comcast, the whole.
Gotcha.
They're building a new. Did you know they're building a new Universal Park?
In Orlando?
It's called Epic Universe.
Okay. Will that be open in time?
It opens in 2025.
Oh, so you'll have to just do a post-mortem on the race where you go back, do more research.
There's going to be a Nintendo land there.
Oh, that's cool.
There's going to be a Mario Kart ride and stuff like that.
Oh,
Donkey Kong. And maybe even get to see a marathon or two.
Okay. All right. Love it. Love it. All right. Next topic. Let's move on. Let's talk about...
It's kind of funny when we say that. There's really nothing you can add. I mean, it's the city. Like, there's really nothing unique. It's
you think of weather. You think of course. You think of date. Date, normal, weather. We don't know now. Could be too hot. Could be too cold. Probably going to be somewhere in the middle.
And course is completely
we don't
unknown.
know.
Yeah.
So those are the three things that you want to talk about. But we still stretched it out. So that's good. You got to talk about Jimmy Fallon potentially being involved in...
I mean, he has a ride at Universal called Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon.
I didn't know that. You know a lot about this for only having been one time in your life.
Do you know there's a lot of... Yeah. Well,
are you on like Reddit pages?
That's true.
Am I
on Reddit pages?
Come on, dude.
No, for Disneyland.
Not Disneyland.
Okay.
I'm a Disney World and Universal Studio guy. Come on.
Okay. You're on
Even
Reddit
though I
pages.
haven't gone, but...
That's sort of strange.
When I was... Fun fact about... So I was in engineering college.
Just a fun fact or just a fact?
I was in engineering college. My dream job was to be an Imagineer and design roller coasters for Disney.
So that's why.
That dream ended at age 22 when I didn't get an interview. And so now I'm here.
Wait, you didn't get an interview at Disney?
Yeah. Well, I was applying to be an Imagineer.
Is that a normal time for someone to apply to be an Imagineer?
Probably not. I was probably underqualified, but I was like shooting my shot.
Okay.
And so then I just moved to New York and did marketing, and now I'm here. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. I am not a Disney adult that Colt is trying to call me out on with this graphic, which is a millennial adult without kids who can't stop talking about Disney. I know those people. I am not one of those. I tell you, I am not one of those. I am more fascinated about the design of immersive rides because I think it's pretty impressive.
I know a lot of these people even before I had kids because when I lived in Southern California, there are people who'd buy annual passes and they'd live nearby and they would go on a Wednesday and they would go on a couple rides and go out to see. I don't know. It didn't seem that strange. I don't think it's weird. I mean, the weird part is you haven't been.
Yeah, and
going a lot to a theme park.
I don't like collect, but the Disney adults, they collect memorabilia. They have the pins, they have shirts, they have all the stuff.
You're more doing because you didn't get an interview.
Refreshing Disney Plus when the new episodes come on. Like I'm not.
Oh, everything.
They're like really into it. I'm not like that. Yeah. I just like roller coasters.
But you're also trying to right a wrong from when you were 22 and you didn't get an interview too.
That too.
That's part of it. Man, I wonder what went wrong with your application.
I think I was a 22-year-old with zero experience,
and who's like, "I want to design.
Let me design your roller coaster." Like, sorry, sir.
That would have been a very unsafe roller coaster.
Yeah, you don't want that.
All right, now let's move on. Let's talk about some big college signings. First one, NAU gets Aaron Solomon, brother of Colin Solomon, Newbury Park grad, posted on his Instagram. Just a great video with an axe. I'm just gonna say it. He wielded an axe a lot, chopped some wood. It says it was edited by Lex Young. What do you think about this decision? You know, we get caught up in looking at where the Youngs go and where Colin Solomon went. Aaron Solomon's really good runner.
Yes.
And you never know how these athletes are going to develop when they get into college. So what do you think about the move?
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he's running 4:01 in the mile, 8:48 for 3,200. This is all last year. Has some speed. It's on 1:48. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun though to see when both Aaron and Colin are both at NAU, when the Youngs are at Stanford, and they race each other like their sophomore or junior years when they're both like in their prime in college. But I guess it makes sense. Like brothers, I think Colin was probably a good pitch for Aaron. He's like, hey man, I'm enjoying it here.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to do well for you. Look at Nico and Abdi Hamid's progression; they're doing well. So come here. And I think it's good for NAU. They needed to keep the pipeline coming of stars after stars after stars, because before you know it, Nico's going to go. He's going to turn pro. He's going to leave. Abdi Hamid left. Brody Hasty's like a fifth year. Like they're going to need to start resetting, led by now the Solomon duo of Colin Solomon and Aaron Solomon next year.
Yeah, and then you have the two groups of brothers. They had the same high school coach too. You want to see how they match up going into college too.
Yeah.
Like that's just sort of interesting too, to see how each program responds to the level of training they did, because we know they trained at a very high level. They're part of the greatest high school cross country team in history, and also just that level of talent. Like that level of talent is unprecedented on one team. So how does that play out when it goes up to the NCAA level? Oregon, I want to mention Oregon though too. Oregon got a big recruit too on the men's side, Simeon Birnbaum, who's a sub-4 miler out of South Dakota. He committed to the Ducks, and he's going to join Connor Burns, who also sub-4 high school runner from Missouri.
So, first of all, it's good, great. Oregon, they're not losing. Schumacher coming in is a good get for Schumacher's first year as trying to recruit these top guys to come to Oregon, because there was a time when people weren't going to Oregon. They were going. They're going over to the East Coast with Milt and Virginia, and the NAU, Stanford, all those places. So Oregon to get two really good milers the first year is good for Schumacher to kind of replenish that system. But this is me. I'm calling myself out right now. I'm going to call myself out.
Do it.
All right. So you say I've only been following the sport for 10 years.
No, a decade.
A decade. Yeah, a decade.
That's my exact quote.
And I used to really keep up with all the new sub-4 milers in high school.
Yeah.
I don't remember when he broke 4.
Underclassmen. When did he break 4? It was late, wasn't it?
I guess so, but it's just showing that that now when a high schooler breaks 4, it's
June, Brooks PR invite.
Yeah, it's becoming kind of like a footnote, because it used to be a build up to oh my goodness, Lucas Verspikas just broke 4.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Grant Fisher just pulled it off. Drew Hunter. But now I'm just kind of sub-4 is the new, 405. And this is me really recognizing that everyone is breaking 4 now. We are way past the time of breaking 4 is a generational talent. Breaking 4 now is the best for that year.
That's what maybe the best for that year.
Yeah.
2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I said coming into this year we're going to see multiple.
That's true.
And I undershot the number. I think I said something like 3, and it ended up because Burns got it, Birnbaum. I'm not even going to remember all the names. Solomon obviously got it as well too. The names just kept coming and coming. He did it at the age of 16. Which, according to the Mouth Split article, makes him the first 16-year-old in the U.S. to break 4.
That's impressive.
So okay, and 5 total did it in 2022 outdoor season. 5 in one season.
That's nuts. Including a 16-year-old.
Yeah, imagine
Is he the next Jakob?
Imagine that's when Webb ran 353 and broke the high school record. It's a little bit different, but the first barrier he had to hit was just sub-4. All the attention around him for that. Imagine 4 other guys doing that in the same year.
You can be anonymous and break 4. Yeah. It's crazy.
I bring it up not just because it's sub-4. I bring it up because he's a top recruit.
Yeah.
In addition to Burns, that means Oregon's getting 2 guys. We know what Stanford did. We're seeing what NAU's doing. Yes, go ahead.
These 2 Oregon guys, are they the next Tier Hawker? Are they going to be at that level, do you think?
Well, maybe.
It's a hard level to get to because Tier Hawker were incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know. And Tier Hawker are obviously they came in vaunted as well as these guys, but they probably had a little bit more on them just because there wasn't this deluge of here's a million people breaking 4. A little bit different era, but I just interested in was that the poll, or was it training with Jerry and Shalane and Bowerman being there? And the same thing with NAU. NAU kind of know, okay, it's Mike Smith, but it also probably helps that Abdi Hamid's running well. Luis, he can point to all
Luis
these.
getting 4th at the World Championships.
Yeah. And then you go to, on the Stanford side of things, they've always recruited well, so it makes sense they would continue to get recruits with Lex and Leo. It's just interesting to see these trends and where it develops.
It's really, Louis Grijalva beat Grant Fisher at the World Championships.
Yeah.
That's freaking wild.
What's even wilder is then he came to the Wild Duck and gave you a high five. And then sat down for about 5 minutes.
That's not that wild. We're friends.
Well, no, but I think he realized after about 5 minutes, he's like, I just got fourth in the world. Why am I going to waste my time with these idiots? And then he got up and left. Just kidding. He was very nice.
No, he's nice.
Yeah, good guy. Anything else you want to add on that?
No. I mean, or at the end of the day, the top programs are getting the top people.
Yeah.
That's not changing.
But it's not a given, right? And you look at Birnbaum from South Dakota, Burns from Missouri. It's not a guarantee that those guys are going to go to Oregon. Now, Oregon can recruit nationally because it has that name brand status. You understand why Solomon would go because he has the family tie in now. But it just shows you, I think, Schumacher being able to just get out there and get kind of anybody he wants at this point of recruiting, using the facilities, using the aura of Oregon, using the connection to Bowerman to help recruit. Derek asks, considering 5 high school athletes went under 4 this year, how many will go under 4 next year, do you think? And who?
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Let's look at it right now. I'm going to look at the top rankings, outdoor lists. We'll do 1,600, right?
Sure.
Class of 2022, right? That's when it happened. Mile.
Yes.
Enable conversion. Okay, so are we saying like the people who did it last year who are still in school, does that count? Or like, are we talking new people?
Let's just say new people.
New people.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd say 1.
Who?
I'd say 2. I'm counting in my head right now.
Well, you're counting out loud, but
3. Yeah, but I want people to know what's going on in my head. 4.
Okay, good. Keep going. This is good.
I'll put the over under at 3.5.
3.5? Okay. Do you want to say the names or the times associated with them, or?
No, I mean my analysis is really bad. I'm just looking at people who are still eligible who ran 4 flat. My analysis. So it's like, they're going to run faster.
So there's 3 people between what, 4 flat and
yeah.
what?
So Devin Kipiego ran 4 flat. Rocky Hansen ran a 1,600 converted to 4 flat. Leo Young ran 4 flat, 1,600 converted. Aaron Solomon ran 401.
That's 4 then.
Lex Young ran 401.
That's 5.
Christopher Caldillo ran 405.
It's a little more of a jump needed.
Yeah, so that's why.
So you can see 5 again next year. No problem.
But I'm gonna go more conservative.
At that point, if we get another 5 this year, we just call it.
Then we need to stop updating the list.
We just call it.
The list needs to be retired because the little high school sub 4 mile list needs to just be like you're done. Because it's not a college sub 4 list.
Well,
there probably was in like the 19 whatevers.
You try to keep it going. Was it U.S. sub 4s? I remember that was a big deal. The 500th U.S. sub 4.
Are we gonna be like?
That's your fault. That was your idea. I just want to put you on blast for that.
It was my idea.
I think it was Emmanuel Buller, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You made such a big deal out of that.
People, hey man, our job is to draw eyes to our sport.
Yeah, I know, but
you know how we do that?
Keep doing it.
You know how we draw eyes to our sport? We talk about the sport, and we talk about
the 500th best. Are you gonna talk about the?
We analyze the sport. We talk about different runners and how good they're gonna be. That's how we draw eyes to the sport.
But are you gonna keep? You got to keep track then, so you can get to 500. You just said you're not gonna do it with high school anymore. You need to keep going.
I'm gonna start keeping track of the. How much longer do I need to work here?
That's what I'm saying.
To get to the 500th high school.
If you want to draw eyeballs to the sport, which is what you say you're doing,
you got to keep going. What
about 100?
I will not stop until there's a 500th high schooler. What should I continue doing for the rest of my life until we get a 500th high schooler?
We know Disney Adult. We already saw it. Colt already put you on blast.
No.
How about 100? How about 100 high school boys sub 4? Then you stop.
All right, but like what do I need to do every day until we have 100th high schooler? Because did you know that in Philadelphia there was a guy
rotisserie chicken.
A rotisserie chicken every day for 40 days.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's why.
You know why? He said why.
What?
Because it had to be done.
Because it had to be done.
That was his quote.
It had to be done. And this guy ate 40 rotisserie chickens because it had to be done. We need to have 100. Look at this guy. 40 chickens in 40 days. How a Philadelphia man cheered his city. I mean, he was doing it during the big, Phillies run.
Is that how it started?
No, I mean, it started because he was hungry.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do what this guy does. Maybe not rotisserie chickens, but until we have our 100th high school sub 4 miler, I need to do something.
Yeah. What's it going to be? Like 10 push-ups every day? It's going to be a while. We're not even to 20 yet, are we?
Yeah, but at this rate, if we're getting 5, like
Yeah, but you got to be ready to do this thing for
Let's
at
say
least
we
10
average
years.
3 per year.
Oh, well, then you're very old then, man.
No, well, how many are we at? We're at 20 now?
Something like that. Less than 20.
So we have like
18 maybe?
80 to go. Say we have 4 per year.
Yeah.
80, so 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, he did this only for 40 days.
What can
not
I do for 20? So I'm 34 now, so I have to do it till I'm 54.
Yeah, maybe it is eat a rotisserie chicken. Maybe
so-
that's the answer. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
NCAA predictions.
I did make a friend commitment with someone back in like 2012 that we would eat 1 Big Mac a year.
Have you kept up with it?
No, we stopped after 2.
That's pathetic.
Well, because when you have a Big Mac,
Once a year?
yeah, but then the second time we realized we don't want to do this anymore. It's not worth
That's
it.
not a Big Mac a day. I don't think you. Are you still in touch with a friend?
Yeah, we gave up on it. It was like a thing. We would go out. It was like we would go on like this little fun friend date and like
You can't eat 1 Big Mac a year?
This is
dude.
like the easiest challenge ever.
Yeah,
No,
you're being an
man.
elitist,
One
man.
I'm
Big
not
Mac
being
a
elitist.
year.
Yeah, that's weird.
Just there's so many
Why'd
other
you back
options.
out on your
There's so
friend?
many other burger options than a Big Mac.
That's right, but the agreement was the Big Mac.
It was, and
Is
we
nothing sacred anymore with you and your friend?
nothing is sacred.
Okay.
I should call her up and see what her thoughts are.
I just think you bailed out for 2 years you didn't really want to do in the first place, which makes me question why you agreed to do it.
Well, we did it in the first place because we hadn't had a Big Mac in so long,
yeah.
and we're like, dude, let's try a Big Mac, and we tried it, and it was like, what if we do this once a year? It'd be waiting for us to like connect, and we're like, yeah, all right, let's do it. And then the year 2 happened. We're like, yeah, we're doing it again, and then we ate the Big Mac. We're like, this isn't worth it. It's just a Big Mac, and then we stopped.
But you still talk to this person?
Yeah, we're friends. We text.
Okay.
She lives in California.
But no food. You didn't like pivot to, all right, we'll do Five Guys.
No,
We'll do
no,
Wendy's.
no. It's you don't want to do a good food, like a fun burger. It has to be a burger that you don't plan on ever eating, which is a Big Mac.
Okay.
Jack in
one-
the Box.
I'm so confused.
No one
Then why
goes-
did you do it?
no
Then
one
why'd you
goes-
stop? Then do it and stick with it.
I don't know.
Okay. All right, do your cross country thing. Let's do it. Let's hear the
Do my
predictions.
what do I want to
Do
my
the cross country thing. People want to hear the predictions.
All right, so first of all, Friday, 12:30, tune in podcast. We'll be reacting to all of the NCAA regionals and giving you an update on who will be going to the meet. If you guys have been following the podcast, you've been following FloTrack, thing called the Colos calculator. Put it in, find out who the teams are going to make it. The 31 teams, 18 autos, 13 at large. If this is your first time ever listening to the podcast, welcome to episode 540. The way you qualify for nationals is there are 9 regions. Top 2 teams in every region automatically qualify. And then they look at all the 3rd place finishers and the 4th place finishers, which is a total of 18 teams. And then they look at those group of 18 and they say, who has the most wins over the people who have already qualified? And then it says, all right, this team does. So then that person's now in. Then they add the next team from that region. So now you have another group of 18 teams. Who has the most wins over the people qualified? And you keep going until you get 13 at large. So with that being said, win is basically beating the team with an A team during the regular season. So basically if you beat them at Nuttycombe or at conferences or wherever, that's how you get a win. So what I want to do is first is look at who we have projected to be auto qualified. Top 2. We'll start with the women. I have a graphic here of our current top 25 rankings. Right now, the top 6 teams are all going to auto qualify. If you keep on scrolling through, Colt, you can see basically Colorado, Utah, BYU, Washington. Keep going. Then 18 through 23 aren't going to auto qualify. So basically, you get an idea that basically most of the top 25 teams are auto qualifying. Not much news. And then I have 3 teams that aren't ranked, which is Princeton in the Mid-Atlantic, Northwestern in the Midwest, and Arkansas in the South Central as qualifying automatically, and they're not even ranked in my top 25. So it's just a good idea. So, but we're not here to talk about that. Guess what?
What are we here to talk about, Gordon?
NC State's going to auto-qualify. We're here to talk about who's going to get in at large. So this is my official prediction of the 13 teams that will get in at large. I have a column for the order that they will be selected. I have their current flow ranking, and then the team and how many wins they'll get in. So Colorado will be the first team in. They'll get in on 14 wins. Utah will get in with 11. BYU will get in with 18 wins. Look at this. I have
Mountain
getting 3. So that's 5 teams already in through the first,
And then Utah Valley, right?
And Utah Valley, so 6. So the mountain region is freaking deep, which is wild. And there's some other mountain teams in there as well. Utah Valley, which is I have ranked 18, they'll get in. Then I have Michigan State getting in, Wisconsin, Washington, Colorado State, which would be
7 Mountain.
7 Mountain, right? Wait,
Yep.
7 Mountain. Then I have Cal Baptist getting in the first year as a Division I program. Ohio State and Toledo, 2 teams I don't have ranked, getting in. Utah State, another mountain team, getting in. And then Indiana, a team I have not ranked, getting in. So 24 of my 25 ranked teams I have getting in.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the team I have not getting in? That
who's on the
currently
bubble?
Is ranked?
Yeah, who's on the bubble?
So let me bring up my. So right now, Harvard, who have ranked as the 23rd best team in the nation, I have not making the meet.
Are they the first one out, though?
They are not the first.
Who's the first one out?
Do you want to?
I do. I do want to know the first one.
I want to know the first one out too, but I didn't have my my numbers prepared. Okay, first one out is Air Force.
Okay. Another mountain team.
Another mountain team.
Goodness gracious.
First one out is Air Force. A ranked team I currently have out is Harvard. Now, this is all, I'm trying to predict the order of regionals.
It's hard.
Which is hard to do.
Not easy.
So, any other thoughts on that? Not really much.
No. What about the men?
Men. So, men, we have, again, showing all the at-large, the auto teams, right? Obviously, Stanford, Oklahoma State, BYU, NAU, Wisconsin. They're all getting an auto. Right now, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams that are in my top 25 who I don't have getting an auto. And the teams that I have getting an auto that aren't ranked is Texas and Arkansas, South Central. South Central has no ranked teams, and I think they're only going to get their 2 guys in with not ranked, which would be Texas and Arkansas. So now it's time to announce the teams I think will get in at large. Now, this is an interesting one. This is more fun. The men's race is more fun because there's a lot of things called a push, which I'll explain as we get to it. So first team in is going to be Air Force, then Colorado. Makes sense. They're both ranked in the top 12. NC State, next team in, then Portland, and then we have a push. Basically, for those who want to know, push is when you don't have enough points to get in, but the team you beat at regionals right ahead of has a lot of points, and they can push you in. The thing is, that team needs to be right behind you. If that team is like 2 teams behind you, they don't get to push you in. They got to be like right behind you.
Right.
They literally got to be able to push
And
you
you can only push 1
per region.
Yep.
Yes. So you can't do double pushing.
Nope. Only single push.
And you can't push 2 at the same time. Yeah. It's
Doesn't work.
simple
Physics
and mathematics. So Colorado State have getting pushed in by Montana State. Then I have Michigan State, which I have ranked 13th in the nation, which is, I don't know how that ranking happened, but
You have them getting pushed in by...
I have them getting pushed in by Butler.
By Butler, okay.
And then I have Virginia getting pushed in by Charlotte.
Okay.
Charlotte.
Love it.
Who had Charlotte making the meet, let alone being the team that's pushing
2 wins.
a Virginia Power 5 school led by Vin Lanana, and Charlotte is the one that is going to be taking them to the big dance. Then I have Cal Baptist. Look at this. Cal Baptist, first year at in the D1 level, eligible. Both the men and women are projected to make the meet, which is pretty cool. UCLA, new head coach, Sean Bronson, getting his team in via a push by Gonzaga. So look at that. 4 pushes. Here's the thing. If the only way you get in is by a push, you should be on edge, because that means it's very important that you have the best day possible at regionals, because you need help to get in. So you beat a good team, you're in. UCLA can beat Gonzaga, they'll get in. Charlotte can lose to Virginia, Virginia will get in. So looking at this, odd team out, team I have ranked. Can you guess a team? I have a team that I have ranked in the top 25, not making it on the men's side.
Oh, I don't know. Who is it?
Can you guess?
I can't. Who is it?
You know the team. You've heard of them.
Of course I have.
They have a new coach. I'm not sure I think it's the second year of the new coach? Or
Ole
first
Miss?
year? No. Second year, I think. Coach they had a famous coach who retired or left the program. I'm not sure if he retired or left.
Is it Iowa State?
Yes, Iowa State.
Iowa State.
So I have the Iowa State.
You have them ranked 25th.
I have them ranked 25th, not making the meet.
Mm.
Iowa State, the team that had...
They were always like perennial, like top 6, 7 every year.
Now I have them not making the meet. Now, I think...
You could be wrong.
I could be wrong, but here's the issue. They are in a hard region with Oklahoma State and Tulsa. So I don't know what more they can do. Like, they're going to need to upset Tulsa, Oklahoma State to get in.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of points. They're in like a really kind of shaky ground. And it's going to be hard for them to get second. Because, they're going to hope that like Tulsa, Oklahoma State's like, all right, we'll do you solid. We can get in on points. Let's get third, and then you can come.
I don't think that's how it works, though.
You don't think they'll do them
I
a
don't
solid?
think they're hanging out at the 5K mark and figuring out.
No, they're going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Dave Smith will be there. Tulsa coaching staff, Iowa State coaching staff will all be there. They'll have a big committee. The order, boneless or bone-in wings?
Me?
No. What do they order at this meeting?
Bone in.
Bone-in.
Yeah.
Flavor?
Lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper. So you got lemon pepper
Good
for the
call.
table.
Thank you, Colt. It's the first time Colt's ever been proud of me.
And then Iowa State's going to have to go to Dave and be like, Dave, you're hosting nationals.
Yeah.
Let's
get another Midwest team.
Let's get another Midwest team. We need representation, right? So just like take it easy. Tell Alex Mayer to just like chill.
To only be one Alex
Tell
Mayer.
Isai Rodriguez to just be like, what up? I'm like, you guys are trying to win a national title. So you guys need to jog regionals. We're not trying to win a national title. We're just trying to make it. Let us have our moment, and then you can jog for your eventual moment at winning a title.
I mean, I don't think they're actually going to plan it like this, but that might actually be the result because
That is true.
they are going to take it easy.
That
And
is true.
When you start taking it easy, and another team is not taking it easy, a lot can change.
So that is Iowa State's chance to get in, is that Oklahoma State or Tulsa take it easy because they know they can get in no matter what. Last team in is Georgetown and Michigan. Tied. They're the last teams on the bubble. So Georgetown and Michigan, you're currently tied for 32.
You mean first team's out?
First team's out. Yeah,
Not last team.
Yeah, sorry. First team out. Georgetown and Michigan.
Georgetown and Michigan. All right. Well,
What do you take away from this, Kevin? Were you listening to anything I was saying this entire time?
I listen to all of it. I have a question that's not really related to this, but it's related to collegiate cross country.
Okay.
Because you're talking all about Charlotte, these potential Cinderella type teams.
Yeah.
What do we define as Cinderella in the context of collegiate cross country? And what is the ceiling for a Cinderella type team? Not just this year, but in any year. Like, how far could they go?
Okay, so there's the Cinderella of making the meet that we didn't expect you, right? You're not ranked. You find a way to get second in your region and you're in, or you find a way to happen to be in a region where a really good team decides to get fourth instead of top 3, right? Because then you get pushed in by like I remember there was one, like, what was it? It was in the Northeast. There was like a Cinderella. I can't remember. Bradley made it one year.
Bradley, a couple, yeah.
Yeah, that was like, whoa, who saw that? So there's that Cinderella aspect of actually making the meet, but most of those teams, they're going to finish 28th to 31st at nationals, right? I think a real Cinderella moment is where a team just finds a way to, like, I think Cinderella at the national level would be finishing top 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that hard to finish 10th.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to finish in the top 7.
I'm just thinking, what's the equivalent to, Butler basketball had a couple of years there.
Yeah.
Where they made a run. They made it all the way.
Making a run is finishing
Made it all the
7th.
way to the title game. It just seems very difficult to do that in cross country because there's less chance involved in it. But you could take a step back and say, wait a minute. We have a non-Power 5 team in NAU.
Yeah.
It's just been wrecking
And
shop.
BYU, yeah.
But then, okay.
Those don't count.
But why do they don't count? The reason they don't count is because they have the tradition now, and they get really good big name high school athletes. to go there, right? And then in addition to all the stuff that they're doing
Well,
with their coaching staff,
Gonzaga basketball is not Cinderella.
they're not anymore. You're right. You're right, and that's a good equivalent. Or maybe even Boise State football. Well, maybe their windows past for Boise State football, but there was a time there where you expected Boise State to be able to play with.
Power 5 does not apply to distance running.
Right.
Power 5 applies to sprinting.
Right, because it's how you allocate your scholarships, and there's teams that aren't in the Power 5 that are still going to get top level guys. So I'm just wondering, how far could you take it? How much luck and chance and peaking at the right time could help your team? I agree with you. It's just
I don't think we'll ever see a team make a podium that we never saw coming.
Yeah. It'd be one thing if the meet was a series of one-on-one matchups, because maybe you could catch somebody on a bad day or bad weather or something, but you have to beat everybody all at the same time, which makes it close to impossible. So then you have to get really excited about the 6th or 7th place finish, even though it's not the, oh my gosh, like they have a chance to pull off this historic upset. But at some point, right, we're going to see it? Like, not this year, next year, but like in history, one of these times someone's going to go and
get 4th.
And I just feel like it has to happen at some point.
Where like all the top teams just all have like horrible days.
And
like,
they catch fire, or maybe they have an athlete too that like turns out to be a complete superstar, but we completely off the radar.
Yeah.
Some combination of things.
I'm trying to think if that, I mean, it kind of happens like in an individual race. Like you might see, you see that like at the Olympic trials or a USA championship where like a Ford Palmer just like finds a way to like finish top 4 or something like that. Or who's
Christian Smith dove across the line in 08.
Yeah, or no,
one of the last guys in.
Even recently, like what's his name? In the 1500. He was really charismatic.
Oh, they're talking about John Davis.
No. Ran for New Jersey, New York Track Club, or formerly known as New Jersey, New York Track Club.
Eric Holt?
Yeah.
Eric
Holt.
Cinderella story.
Yeah, that's a Cinderella story.
Yeah. But I'm talking about team, like the team element of it. Makes it harder because fewer things.
Yeah.
Everything needs to go your way at that point.
I mean, it would be wild if like a team that is not good, who has like a bunch of 14 flat 5K guys with their best guy being like a 13:55 guy.
Yeah.
And they finish 4th.
Yeah.
Because like the weather was crazy, the hill, and like just whoa. But like it's just so hard to get for 20 teams that are clearly better than you, for them to all have bad days.
Yeah.
Or 17 of them to have bad days.
I think that is part of the reason why it's so unlikely, combined with the factor of you would have already been discovered. It's not like you would have shown up on Saturday morning and ran out of your mind without us already knowing for a season or maybe 2 seasons, oh, this is brewing. Okay, look out for this team. And then we immediately move them out of the Cinderella category into they're in a smaller conference, but they can beat all the good teams. They're like an NAU, they're like a BYU, they're a Tulsa, they're a Portland.
If it would ever happen, though, it would have to happen in the South Central region, I think. I think it would have to be in a region where you don't need to be good to qualify, because there's an opening to get the auto.
Yeah.
Because you have to be somewhat good to qualify at large, because you have to like at least done something
it's not
decent at Nuttycombe or at a conference championship.
Right.
So if you're like in a year where it's a really weak region, maybe even a Mid-Atlantic or South Central with only 2 go, or South only 2 go, and you got second because you didn't have to beat anyone good.
Yeah.
And then everyone shit the bed at nationals, and you were just like still standing, like, oh crap, we're still here.
Yeah.
That could be the moment.
Yeah.
The odds.
I just wonder about it.
You want it to happen.
I just think it would be cool.
It would be cool.
But
let's pick my Cinderella now.
Because you mentioned all these teams.
So my Cinderella would probably be.
I mean, you have Charlotte.
Yeah. Charlotte's my Cinderella.
It's a good story.
They got a great one stick who can finish top 10.
Yeah.
Nicholas Scudder. So it could happen.
That's the regional preview.
Cal Baptist podiuming would be a Cinderella.
Yeah. Well, but again, it's like we've seen it coming for a while now.
Yeah, but still, if Cal Baptist podium.
Oh, podium. Yeah.
That would be freaking nuts.
Yeah. All right, ready for Guess My PR?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Wait.
Can we look at the chat? Kurt Steege said, okay, Gordon, immersive track and field XC overall running ride. Go. Now
for Disney.
because Imagineer
Yeah.
combine designing roller coaster, make a. Do you think there could ever be a track and field or cross running themed amusement park or ride?
Oh yeah.
Or dark ride.
Dark. What do you mean by dark ride? What is
Like
that?
a dark ride's like it's indoors.
I don't know all
like,
the terms like you
dark
do.
ride
'cause
is
I'm
like
not
you
a
going in
Disney-
and there's like
What is
moving
Gordon again?
animatronics and stuff like that.
Disney adult. What's he called?
I'm
Disney
not a
adult.
I'm
Disney
not a
adult,
Disney
okay,
adult.
thank you.
I'm a track and field adult.
I mean, you're using all the nomenclature.
Dark
here.
ride is not a nomenclature for Disney adult. Dark ride is what you call a ride that is indoors. That's not.
Hold
a
on,
crazy
Cole. Did you
stick.
know that?
Colt knew what a dark
No,
ride was.
of course.
Oh, come on.
I didn't either. I've been to Disneyland like
You know what a
5, 10
dark ride
times.
is?
We don't call them dark rides.
What do you call them?
I don't know. Are you gonna go on Space Mountain? Like you name the rides. I'm not like, man, what was your favorite dark ride today? Let's do a power ranking.
Or
no
a
one talks
ghost
like
train. It's also
Yeah, it's
called
like a ghost. Like it's on a
train.
track. Anyway, no, we're talking about a dark
Gordon
ride.
knows all the terminology. I love it. Disney adult. Let's get him a shirt. God damn it. Okay, let's keep going.
Guess my PR.
It's just a yearly Big Mac. That's not hard at all, says Nate. I agree. Cameron says go to Disney once a month until it's done. So that I guess for the sub 4 mile.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, until you get to 100 sub 4 miles. Okay, ready? Guess my PR. It's a new one. You know why?
Why?
You're gonna have to guess a pole vault PR.
Ooh.
See how good you are.
Feet or me? I know meters better than feet. I'll
This-
tell you that right now. So you
well-
have to convert everything for me.
This is from Gabrielle. She gives both.
Okay. Don't give me feet. Just give me meters.
She says, here's some stats for a Guess My Pole Vault PR. These are all facts, but they're varying degrees of helpful and funny. All right? Okay. So she pole vaulted. See, I don't know if I want to give this away because it'll put you in range. Okay, I'll just say one part of it. She pole vaulted for a D3 small liberal arts college. All right?
Okay. Hold on.
Fellow D3 athlete.
Respect. I'm just seeing who the top D1 athlete was, like what the
2.
mark was. Okay. So I have an understanding of
At the start of the indoor 2020-2021 season, in a team time trial, I ran a 30.16 second hand time 200 on an unbanked D3, obviously. She says indoor track. No comment on that mark. Got it?
unbanked. You had to bank. That's at least a second.
Yeah.
So respect. Sub 30. 200. Some speed.
3.
How long is a pole vault runway? It's like 60 meters.
Which is less than 200.
Okay.
3. At the peak of our lifting in the outdoor 2021 season, my 1 rep max for a hang clean and jerk was 105 pounds, and I could bench 80 pounds. All right? She's 5'4", 108 pounds. She PR'd.
She can bench. Hold on. She can bench almost her weight.
Well, 80, and she weighs 108.
What can you bench?
Still working on that, Gordon.
No, what's your current bench rate?
170 is my current max.
And how much do you weigh?
Don't know. I'd let it close to that probably.
Okay.
Probably close to my weight. I don't know if this means much to you, she says, but I PR'd on a 110-pound, 12-foot, 1-inch pole holding at 11 feet 9 inches and running from 6 left steps. Also, I majored in physics. All right,
majored in physics.
here we go. What
that
is
means
it?
she knows the angles. She knows like how to like take 108 pounds and move it in the right direction and momentum
Yeah.
to get over the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, D3.
Yeah, what do you think?
Her name? What's her name?
Gabrielle. Former D3.
There was
Current D1 hobby jogger, she says.
so there was a Gabrielle Leon from Louisville who was
It's
damn
not-
good.
Okay, D3.
I know. So there's something about people with the name Gabrielle who are pretty good at
Pole
pole vault.
vault. Okay.
There's
What's your
that-
guess?
There's that pole vault in there. You know,
the
they got that dog in them. They got that pole vault in them.
Okay.
All right, so D3. I'm gonna go 399 meters.
Somewhat close.
She over 4?
3.43.
Oh, I'm
Which
way
is-
off.
11 feet 3 inches.
I'm way off.
Half a meter?
That's a lot. That's a
Is it?
lot in pole vault, man.
You started with this right number though.
Yeah.
3.
Well, there's a big difference between 3 meters and 3.99
Here's what I
meters
would have
in pole
said.
vault.
Mondo's at 6.
That's like this much, man. That's
Yeah,
a lot.
All right. Hey, it was your first pole vault.
When
one.
they PR, they normally PR by this much.
I'm trying to give you credit, and you're not taking any credit. I think you did a good
343.
job.
Okay.
Yeah. Good job.
Is she retired?
Well, she says she's now a D1 hobby jogger. She was a D3 pole vaulter.
What do you do?
She graduated in 2022.
Do field event athletes have a mechanism for them to like embrace their inner athlete by like continuing their sport. Like, think about distance runners. They all just start doing local 5Ks.
Keep
become
running,
a marathoner.
Yeah.
How do you do your local pole vault?
You just sign up for your turkey pole vault.
The turkey pole vault?
And just do it. Just get after it. All right.
There's got to be like an opportunity to find a way to capture that group of people, because they've really captured the runners.
Well, as pole vaulters especially, pole vaulters have a fan base. You ever go to like a big-ish track meet? I remember going to Texas Relays the year Mondo was here.
Yeah. They all lined up.
They all packed that area of the bleachers.
Yeah.
And were living and die on in every single attempt. Now, granted, it was Mondo, but at that point, Mondo wasn't Mondo. Mondo was in high school, so I'm sure he was big in the pole vaulting community, but they were all about it. Like, I'm sure a lot of those folks know each other, are familiar with it, like follow their progress online and stuff. So,
yeah.
I think, but yeah, it's tough probably to be a 40-year-old pole vaulter. Probably start running 5Ks. To be honest, it's where it all goes. Tampa Eagle asked about the sub pod. How about Friday after the show? Cole, can you do Friday after the show? Sub pod?
Yeah, I think so.
Boom.
Yeah.
Locked in. How about that, Tampa Eagle?
And then we'll post it Saturday.
You can't see it right now, but Colt is literally putting it on his Google Calendar
And then we'll post it Saturday.
as we speak. Yeah, when would you like to post it, Gordon?
It's posted Saturday.
Are you gonna post it to everybody like you did that one time? That was good.
It was one time, man.
What's the agenda?
What are we talking about in the pod?
Well, people can suggest topics.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
You already have one?
Well, we're definitely gonna do an update on Gordon's shirt situation. Just kidding. Yeah, I got an idea. But if people have ideas, throw them in the chat now or on Friday's show.
I mean, we could do an update on this.
On what? Interesting. We're not going to update on that. So, well, what are we talking about on Friday?
Friday's
Regionals.
Regionals, man. It's cross country. It's the biggest show of the year.
It's the biggest show of the cross country season.
You do understand
No,
Friday's the biggest show of the year.
it's the second biggest show of the cross country season.
It's a bigger show.
Nationals.
Yeah, but we're going to have the national show. It's like it's already happened. Like, this is real time making people's dreams come true. We're telling them they're going to nationals.
Okay. Are you going to be accurate on this?
Yes.
Okay.
I am accurate most of the time. I've gotten a couple ones wrong here and there, upset a few coaches here and there, but it's all in good faith. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, you're doing a great
I'm trying.
job.
No,
Love it.
It's the Colas Calculator Friday. We need to hype this up. You're not
Okay.
excited.
I'm excited. I remember the old days where we'd be on all day.
Yeah. We're not
wear
doing that.
suits too.
We did?
Do you wear suits?
Yeah, we wore
You
suits.
wouldn't talk to anybody the whole day.
Yeah,
You'd sit
I was
there
stressed.
on your computer.
We're changing the vibe up.
And then it would
more
you'd
casual.
find out that you got one team wrong an hour after, and then you continue to not talk to anybody. And just Lincoln and I were like, all right, cool.
I was a different person there. I let
You
it
took
get
it
to me.
personally.
I let it get to me when I got it wrong.
We used to commentate the races right there too.
Yeah.
Or it was like 1 or 2 year period.
2019.
Yeah, where I think I did Great Lakes, Mountain, and I did West, and then I would come back and forth between those races and talk to you guys about who was looking good. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go live at 12:30. It's gonna be great. Break it all down, and like and subscribe. Thanks for listening to the podcast. We love you guys. It's gonna be a good next few weeks because we'll have Colas show, and then next week will be NCAA Cross Country Week. We're gonna be going to Stillwater. We have yet to figure out our official podcast schedule
Live show probably.
for how we're gonna do it, but we'll do big major preview stuff. We'll be on site. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm. We're getting a theater. Do a live show.
We'll do a live show
Just kidding. All right. Thanks, Colt.
maybe
Thanks,
one
Gordon.
day
We'll talk to you guys soon.
in Jamaica. We do it.
Live show. That might be tough.